So I know you guys are patiently waiting for never before seen monsters Megaforce and Super Megaforce to drop, but that video is coming, it's in the works, I'm writing it right now as we speak, but the script has gone through a couple of tweaks and changes, so I don't know when it's going to be complete, but I am working on it right now.
I just spent 6 hours playing with fonts, holy shit!
But I thought there's a bunch of villains and secondary villains that kind of need the spotlight in the Never Before Seen series as well. There's a ton of Sentai villains that I could talk about that I never brought up on my monster discussion. Characters like Dr. Helena, Shalinda, or even Shibbolina. Those characters I feel like could have their own dedicated video, and why not start out with one of the best who should get their video, and that is Basco from Gokaiger. Now, it's been a long time since I've seen Gokaiger, and I feel like I need to go back and watch it in the nearby future, because I haven't seen Gokaiger since you were able to watch anime on YouTube in 3-part videos back in the old day. So no doubt about it, when the Blu-rays are chucked up on the Cat website, I'm definitely going to go back and revisit Gokaiger, because when I was first getting into Sentai, I hadn't seen much of it. I knew of Sentai, but I hadn't seen anything, and I thought, I'll jump into this Gokaiger thing. It looks cool, and I barely knew all the Sentai references. But now, with me doing this YouTube stuff, watching a couple of other Sentai series, I feel like I'm well adverse to jump into Gokaiger knowing what these series are about. But enough about me, let's talk about Basco. So, Basco is one of the antagonists in Gokaiger, and I don't want to spoil Gokaiger if you haven't seen it, but Basco was basically an ally of Marvelous, and then there was some betrayal, and then Basco shows up in the series, he becomes a threat to the Gokaigers, he's got a cool looking trumpet, and he can summon other rangers with the ranger keys on it. That's really cool. He's got a pet monkey called Sally, and Basco has been one of those popular characters from Gokaiger that comes around every so often whenever there's something to do with the anniversary series. I mean, he showed up in the recent frickin' Zenkaiger movie when they did that anniversary special, and he's shown up in a couple of other movies as well, so Basco has been one of those popular characters that just keeps showing up. And unfortunately, Basco was never adapted into Super MegaForce, which is kind of an obvious thing with how Super MegaForce turned out, but I feel like if they didn't split up Megaforce and Super MegaForce into Gokaiger and Gosieger, I feel like if they just did 2 separate seasons adapting Gokaiger, then maybe we could have seen Basco show up in Power Rangers in some shape or form. They probably would have used the suit, no doubt about it, but I don't know about the human design. You never know, but I feel like that Basco was kind of a missed opportunity to have a cool villain in Super MegaForce if they wanted to tell a good story with it, but unfortunately we didn't get much of a story in Super MegaForce at all, so we kind of skipped out on seeing Basco in Super MegaForce, which might be a good thing, because they would have bastardized the character and ruined it with a crappy Power Rangers adaptation, so I'm kind of glad they kind of skipped the boat on adapting that character, so that's kind of a good thing. But I'm surprised they didn't use the monster suit at all or anything like that. They kind of skipped over it. But Super MegaForce was a crazy thing from behind the scenes, and I'm definitely going to be covering it when I get to my never before seen monsters, because I feel like that's something I need to talk about. So how could have they adapted Basco into Super MegaForce? Well, if they did, I got the feeling they would have made Basco the final boss character, or the second to last character, or some kind of rival character. I'm surprised they didn't go along with it and adapt the character anyway, just not use the human form, just use the monster suit. But like I said, the guy in charge of Super MegaForce leaned heavily on the Super Sentai footage, so probably couldn't find a way around it to use any original footage. They wanted to rely heavily on Super Sentai footage when it came to adapting Gokaiger and Super MegaForce. But like I said, that's a story for another day. But I feel like if we did get Basco, he would have been like the secondary villain or the second to last character, and it would have been really cool to see. I mean, we could have had a rival character for Troy and gave Troy more personality, if that's even a thing. But it sucks that this character was never adapted. It would have been cool to see, but then again, like I mentioned earlier, maybe we were kind of lucky not seeing this character adapted in the Super MegaForce, because then everyone would have been complaining that they ruined this character, and so on and so forth. But Anyway guys, if you haven't seen Gokaiger, I highly recommend go checking it out and see what Basco was about, because Basco is one of those fan favorite characters in Gokaiger. The dude's got a lot of merch. I think they're even turning his trumpet morpher into a toy later down the line. But yeah, the dude's kind of a fan favorite, and I highly recommend checking out Gokaiger and seeing what this dude is all about. So, with that said, I think I'm going to bring this video to a close. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I guess I'll see you guys later. Peace out, take care, bye.